Hello, this is a follow-up to the last video I did, so go check out the last one. I talk about how I've been channeling this for years, but my guides haven't really told me to share this, but they've told me it's time to start sharing this now. I channel a group of cosmic beings that are here to help us on our human journey, and they're always sharing beautiful messages of support and love and beauty. My day job is connecting and channeling your soul contracts, your life blueprint, the reasons why you're here, your experiences, the reason for your experiences, and even trauma and what it was meant to teach you. It's so many things I've channeled, so many beautiful, beautiful things. It's always supportive and beautiful and uplifting. Okay. These are light beings. These are beings of light. There's never any darkness. It's always so supportive. So what I've been channeling the last few years is a little bit of a recap. Again, go check out that last video. I go into more detail. Souls have chosen to incarnate in recent history. The last, I would say, 50 years, 50 to 80 years. Mostly recently, souls, this is part of the, they're saying this is part of the plan to right the ship, to bring balance to this planet that's been operating off balance for so long with toxic masculinity, okay? Toxic behaviors, greed, control. I'm not talking about divine masculine. I'm not talking about healthy masculine. I'm talking about if you look around the globe about what's going on here, who's in charge? Who's in charge of these things, okay? For the most part. It's been operating very off balance. So souls have chosen to incarnate as divine feminine and enter into the biggest systems of control and corruption on the planet in order to wake up at some point, like what happened to me. Go check out my story on the link in my bio. I was working for one of the biggest banks in the country as a multi-layer manager, executive, and vice president. Recruited for all the jobs I held for my whole career. I literally didn't apply for jobs for 15 years until the very end when I was trying to get out of the toxic environment, but there was a soul contract there. I was standing up against overt racism and corruption. And so I woke up in the system, and once I exited and I started channeling this, what my guide showed me is that there's many souls incarnated in divine feminine into these systems: banking and finance, Western meds, political structures, education, which is the most corrupt system on the planet, and then the glue that holds all this together to make us believe that we have to participate in these systems. Where do they come from? No one ever questions. I do lots of videos on this. The media, religion, Hollywood are all kind of the glue that keeps all this together. So as souls incarnate into the divine feminine and we get into these systems, everything is balance. Everything is duality. Without the dark, there would be no light. Okay, so everything is duality. We need balance. Everything operates with balance. Okay, if things are off balance, it can only go on for so long. And they used this example in the last video. It's like if your hubcap or your tires got loose. Like if you kept driving the car, after a while it would start and then it might blow off the car. In the beginning, it can go for a little bit, but after a while, it can't go when it's off balance. That's what's been happening to this planet. It's been off balance for so long. This is why we're seeing such massive destruction right now for many reasons. The people that are operating this planet like a global pyramid, there's a last ditch effort for control. There's a last ditch effort to pull us into the depths of fear in order to keep going on, to keep supporting what they're doing. Because we actually create this environment. We create this reality with our thoughts, our beliefs, and our emotions. And if they can keep us in fear, which is what we're seeing around the globe right now, if they can keep us in fear, they can keep us controlled. So one of the cosmic plans to help this planet was souls incarnating into the divine feminine, getting into these systems. Like I was saying earlier, what they were saying is everything needs balance. So we've been operating off balance. It's been off balance. We're not balanced on this planet. So as the divine feminine come in to these systems, it creates a little bit more balance, right? There's been a lot of like feminist movements and equal pay and things like that. And I didn't realize this until recently, but my guides just said for these videos that this is a feeling that's rising up, but it's not about equal pay. This isn't about men and women being treated equally. This is about something much, much bigger, which is many of us are being called to exit these systems so that we can allow them to collapse. It's like if you had a house or a building built on foundation and one part of the foundation was solid and strong and the other part was crumbly. It's over time, the part of the building that's on the crumbly foundation is going to start to tip, right? So the divine feminine, the souls have incarnated into the divine feminine, into these systems, and many, many, many people are waking up. Many of them are my clients in Western medicine, education, all kinds of systems. They're waking up to their next calling, to what they're meant to do. And they're meant to leave the system. So this isn't about fighting for equal pay. This isn't about fighting for an equal place at the table. This is about waking up to what's really going on and asking your higher self and saying, what am I being guided to do? And many, many people I've talked to, women, are being guided to leave these systems. And here's the follow-up drawing that they had. So souls incarnate into these systems. We've been off balance for a long time, but the divine feminine in these systems allows them to continue, okay? Because if it was operating with just only toxic masculinity or toxic behaviors, it would crumble a lot faster. So the divine feminine or divine masculine staying in these systems actually prolongs them going, is what they're showing me. So interesting. So over here we've got a scale. Okay, I've got in blue, it's the divine feminine. Over here, it's the toxic behaviors. There's more toxic behavior, right? But since the divine feminine is also in these systems, it keeps it a little more balanced. But these divine feminine, I was one of them, woke up. This wasn't about me fighting for against racism. This wasn't about me fighting against corruption. This was ultimately, I mean, that was part of it, to expose that. I'm here to expose truth. Apparently, I'm learning now that I started channeling after all of that. This was about waking up and realizing that I can't fix the system. And my guides say these systems cannot be fixed. There's no fixing them. We are watching them collapse in real time. It's going to be many years that this is going to take. And the new systems have to be created because these cannot be fixed. Okay. It's like at some point you have to demolish a house. You can't keep fixing the walls. Like if it's infested with termites and it's infested with mold and from top to bottom and the foundation is eroding, at some point you have to just wipe it out and start over. That's where we're at. That's what's happening. That's why we're seeing so much chaos and mayhem, in addition to them wanting to bring us into fear. So these divine feminine, what's happening here is they're waking up and they're being pulled out. So the more of them that wake up and step off of the scale to make it even more off balanced, they're waking up and they're coming out and going, what do I do? What do I do now? I have many clients, like I said, that are in this place in their life. And some of them are meant to come up with the ideas. Some of them have experienced in their life things that they're meant to now create systems to support those very things that they experienced. Some of them are here to create the new health systems, the new education systems. There are people that are creating homeschool curriculum for people. That's part of the new system. So these people are leaving. Some of them are teachers and principals, and they're turning into entrepreneurs and creating, they're doing healing now, or they're writing books about health, or they're creating, like I said, homeschool curriculum. This is on purpose. This is part of their soul contracts. But since no one tells us that this is happening, no one, who we are is wiped from us since birth, there's a lot of questions. That's why the universe tends to bring me, my clients' guides tend to bring them to me when they are ready for the confirmation that, yes, they are being called for this. This is what they're meant to be doing. So the more the divine feminine leave, the more off balance this is. And again, the less positive, loving, nurturing, divine feminine or divine masculine presence and energy, the more that leaves these systems, the faster they're going to implode, the faster they're going to collapse. So my question to you is, are you over here? Are you contributing to a toxic behavior? Are you contributing to taking of humanity? Are you in a system that's taking from people? Are you supporting a system that's manipulating and taking people's money, energy, time, that's creating fear and mayhem? Or are you over here and you've woken up and you're going, this doesn't feel good anymore? Is it time to let go of that job? Is it time to let go of that career? Like me, since birth, I knew exactly, I was told what to do. I'm going to get in the system. I'm going to work till I'm 65 and then I'm going to retire. I had my whole life planned. But that's because the system wants us to believe that. Are you waking up and are you being asked to leave the system and create a new system with other like-minded people? Ask yourself, journal, ask your higher self, show me. Because if you have been unhappy in your job for a long time, it's probably telling you that it's time to start looking at this differently. So, all right, I hope this helps. Drop your questions and comments below. Well, everything I share is completely channeled from a group of cosmic beings. Of course, it's up to you. You discern for yourself what you want to be your truth, and I would love to hear your comments and questions, and I'll see you in the next video.